Ted Nugent.
Nugent, the singer.
Oh, Ted Nugent. What does he want? What was he doing?
He wants out now. He was
out of what?
Big Buddy and.
Oh. My bandana thing is all crooked. Talking to all these nice people around here, and my bandana thing is crooked. Alright, that's 3. 3 has chimed in. Howdy! 4. I'll start talking at 10. Somebody just honked and waved. Don't even know who it was. 5. Howdy. Hi, Brookie. Hi, Aunt Marie. 6. I know we're early, but we're going to go over here to this fine little diner right here behind us. The Santa Fe Diner. Santa Fe. Sorry, Santa Fe. The way the story was told to us was they are Santa Fe, but we are Santa Fe. Spelt the same apparently. But anyway, the Santa Fe Diner over here, which we had lunch at, and they allowed us to set our camp up right here next to this beautiful river, or creek, or whatever you want to call it.
Right now it's a raging river.
Because it's been raining. It rained yesterday. So they're letting us set up here. Actually, the Potts family, which the road is named after, and every store is named after, and every truck we've seen drive by had the name Potts on it. The Potts family owns most of the property around here. And Mr. Potts owns the Potts grocery store, which is a gas station right over there on the other side of the the restaurant there. Said that we could stay here for the night, so we have decided, yes, thank you, please, we will stay here. We met about, what'd you say, 5-10 pots?
Yeah.
There's a bunch of pots around here, 5 or 10 of them. Yeah, and coming in and out of the half the people that work at the grocery store are brothers and sisters of the Potts, are married to them, and half the customers are Potts. Trying to let the trucks go by.
Tell them about Miss Wilson's sign.
I will. I'm going to get to that. But so, the way we found out about this potential place to come and camp, beautiful spot to come and camp, was through a Mr. Wilson Wilson Fly of Fly, Tennessee, 10 miles from here, almost exactly 10 miles from here, about 9.6 according to the GPS. He, old feller, owns a general store, and in my opinion, really cool guy. I think he's more of a hoarder that puts a store sign out front to sell his stuff. But he makes really cool, he's got a bunch of dragonfly sculptures that he's done. And the way he makes the wings is with old ceiling fan blades. It looks really cool. He makes little bird houses, puts the dragonflies on the bird houses. He sells goods there. We got some Cokes. He made us some great bologna sandwiches. You probably saw us gorging on those earlier. But he gave us the tip to walk down here. I say down. We had to go up a mighty big hill to get here. And then we went down a mighty big hill to get here. But Mama made it. We took breaks, but we made it. 9 full miles. Almost 10. She is a trooper. She's outperforming my initial expectations of her. It's going really well. Hey Bill, how you doing, man? Deuces. So yeah, so the Santa Fe Diner and the Potts family were nice enough to let us camp here behind the diner, right next to this beautiful river, or stream, creek, whatever you want to call it. It's called, in fact, this bridge right there is the Potts Memorial Bridge, and this is the Potts River or creek that runs through it. So they have a deep history here. One guy said their family was here for 200 years. Oh, that was the Flies. So the Flies and the Potts know each other pretty well. They've been here for 100 years or more. Hi, Cody. How you doing, babe? Brooke says, I believe that's a babbling brook. If it is, then it's the second one I've known. Just kidding, Brookie. I love you. So tomorrow, we have a 10 mile hike that we have to make from here to Columbia, Tennessee. Sorry, that sun is kind of bright right there, isn't it? We have to make the walk to Columbia, Tennessee, because that's where our hotel room is. And the reason we're getting a hotel room is because starting around midnight tomorrow night, all through Sunday and all through Monday, is like 80 to 90% chance of rain. And me and Mom are done with the rain. We don't care if it takes us extra days or whatever. We're going to stay in the hotel and stay warm and dry and get off the trace. By the way, yeah, and Mom was worried about the lightning. So was I. Molly doesn't like the lightning. So we got away from the trace almost immediately. Mom said that it was one of the most disappointing adventures that she'd been on. Because it's beautiful. It's the most beautiful green desert I've ever been on. And the only reason I call it a desert is because it's completely desolate of people and things and water. There's water, but it's creek water, you know. And I have a Life Straw, but it took me 20 minutes to fill up 3-gallon jugs with a squirt bottle and a Life Straw. So, and it works because neither one of us have diarrhea, so it works. The Life Straw, that is. So it just wasn't that fun. It was just the same terrain over and over again. It was like a big, hi Grandma Sherry. It was like a big park that you were driving through, mowed sides and tall trees, and it was just like going through a giant tunnel of mowed grass and tall trees on either side. Nothing really to look at. And it's not that we're natured out, it's that there wasn't much variety in the nature that was there. It was just the same scenic thing over and over again. So we got off of it onto the old Natchez Trace Road, and immediately we were happy with what we saw. The trees were a lot closer to us. They're taller, shade all day long. The church was there that we stayed at last night. The Johnson Baptist Church Chapel was awesome. They let us stay in their pavilion, like a covered picnic area. It was really cool. We didn't even actually get actual permission. Just a couple of the guys that were there with their wives cleaning up, getting ready for a shindig today, said, yeah, sure, if anybody hassles you, tell them what's and so-and-so said that we could stay there. So nobody hassled us anyway. And then today, this beautiful spot, it's like camping in a park with a perfectly manicured yard right next to a chow hall, which you know I like to eat. Things are just going really good. Everything's falling into place on this walk. Had a massive 2-mile hill today that we climbed. It was it was at least 2 full miles plus a little. And the grade, I don't know percentages of grades, but it was, let's just say it was tough. We had to take a lot of breaks coming up the hill. And then once we got to the top, almost as soon as we got to the top, we turned left on this road that took us down here into Santa Fe. And it was probably the same amount of downhill, but in a much shorter period of time. So we kind of went up like this and then down like this to get to where we're at. And the GPS kind of shows us leaving Santa Fe through the valley, going towards Columbia, Tennessee. So that's I don't know why I have to feel like I have to clarify that it's Tennessee when I say Columbia. Everybody knows I'm nowhere near Columbia, the country. But anyway, Mom, you got anything you want to say?
Just answering people's questions as they ask, and if it pertains to me. But yeah, today was much better. I didn't threaten to call Janice to come get me one time.
She only threatened once yesterday.
And I'm just real happy and proud of what I'm doing, and I'm proud of my son letting me do it with him. And I guess I'll head home when I get tired.
And here's Molly.
There's Molly.
Molly's crashed. Oh, the chair's hiding her head. No, you're okay. You're a good girl. Well, she was crashed. She did real good today, too. It was hot for her. We stopped quite a bit just for her. We'd stop several times because the umbrella covers me when I'm walking, and it covers a pretty good spot next to me of ground for shadow for her. But unfortunately, a lot of that spot is on the asphalt, so she could walk with me in the shade for a second, and then the asphalt would get too hot for her, so she'd jump back over in the grass. So we ended up stopping probably 4 or 5 times just to give her a 10-minute break of laying in the shade, and she breathes so heavily when she's getting to that super hot point to where she sounds like a train, like a and it just got to the point to where we were just like, well, I don't care if we get there 4 hours later than usual. You know, we need to take care of all of us and make sure Molly's good and make sure Mom's good. So it hasn't bothered me at all taking my time with these girls. When we can't get up a hill really quickly, we've got an extra long bungee cord, and I hooked the bungee cord to Mom's cart so I can help her out a little more. She can make the hills just fine, but that cart's heavy as crap. I still haven't convinced her to get rid of some of her shit. Excuse my language.
I'm working on it. I gave up my sleeping bag yesterday. Left it to a very nice man named Navajo Frank.
Yep, he's a cool guy. Navajo Frank left us an extension cord 2 nights ago out of the bathroom window that he was working at the park that we stopped and camped out, the Garrison Park on the Natchez Trace. He's working on the tile floor and putting in doors and windows, and he left the extension cord out the window for us to charge our stuff. So Mom left him the sleeping bag the next morning. See, I got rid of a vest, the vest that I was wearing that was this color that says N22 on the back, because I don't wear it, it's too hot. It's like wearing a plastic bag at this point. These t-shirts are cool and they're bright enough. We're not walking at night. And so we are dropping stuff that we don't need. Now that the weather's hotter, we're getting rid of things that we don't need. I'm probably going to get rid of my sleeping bag here as soon as I can find a light throw blanket, like a fleece or something along those lines. And then I'll get rid of my sleeping bag. And then once it starts to get cold again, if I make it back into winter, I'm going to get me another mummy bag, because in the desert in the winter it's freaking cold. I really want to save up and get one of those mummy bags that has the arms and legs. So you're basically walking in your sleeping bag. I think that'd be awesome. They're a little expensive, but we'll see how that goes. Janice Jenkins, or
Jan too, yeah, Janice Jenkins.
yeah, she said, let me know when you get home, Mama T, gonna throw you a party.
Yeah.
Tell about the hotel. Oh yeah, hey, hi. So the hotel we stayed at in Dixon double charged me for our room. And they charged Mom for hers, and then they charged me for ours, and then charged me for hers again. And it's all documented in our bank statement. And my wife called them and tried to talk to them about it, and they ended up hanging up on her once. Then they ignored her call and wouldn't answer the second time. Is the Days Inn in Dixon. And then she called back again. They picked up the phone and told her, you have to wait, lady, and hung up on her again, I guess. And then I don't know if I got the full conversation, but they're extremely rude and they're unwilling to work with us in any way. The Days Inn has been primarily the hotel that I've stayed at almost every stop. There's been a couple other ones, but the Days Inn has been the most common, the cheapest. They're also the ones that give me the most hassle about Molly, but they've always let her stay, only after I argue with them about it and show them proof that she's a service dog. You know, it's a thing. So, I mean, I guess I'm out $70. I'm going to try calling the bank and see if they can put a stop payment on that amount. But if they've already got the money, then how do you put a stop payment on it? And I don't want them to cancel the credit card because it's the one I use for traveling while I'm on the road. So if they cancel it, I'll have no access to my money, and then all of the donations that go into that account won't go into that account anymore. So I guess they'll just be up in limbo until I'm able to set up another account. So I guess I'm just out $70. But I'm going to talk to the bank as soon as I can. I probably can't talk to them until Monday because it's too late in the day now. And I'll try them Saturday because they're open until noon on Saturdays there in Cedar Park. I'm just rambling to myself now.
Call
But
me and give me the information. I'll get the money back, Marie said.
okay, we'll do what we can.
Get them for leave that here.
Well, if you have a repit,
Have the receipt.
raining here, no service. Y'all be safe. Love y'all. Take it easy, Janice. I mean, you can try. The guy that keeps answering the phone. The guy that runs the place is an Indian dude. Not that it has anything to do with anything, but he doesn't speak English perfectly, and he's a kind of a jerk. He was kind of a jerk when we were there. So good luck on that one. But Cody can get you her bank information, and Mom can get you her bank information, and we'll see what we can get done.
Glad to see you from Murphy.
Hey, John from Murphy, how you doing? Just so the rest of you states know, Murphy, North Carolina is still top of my list on my favorite town that I've walked through. Second only to, first, but the next one that even comes close would be Maggie Valley. And Maggie Valley was great too. They people down there at the Maggie Valley, what was it, the Holiday Motel, they put me up for free down there. The people next door at Pop's Diner gave me free food. So far it's Maggie Valley and Murphy, North Carolina. Y'all, the rest of you states need to step up your game. Tennessee, you listening? I'm just kidding. Everybody's great. We've gotten free meals here, places to stay. It's awesome. But it's not about us, even though it helps us get from day to day. It's not about us. It's, we're still out here every day. We talk to people. It's another huge reason we got off the Natchez Trace, was so that we could actually talk to people and spread awareness, because there are no people on the trace except cyclists that fly past you really fast. Most of them didn't even care enough to say hello when we'd say good morning when they ride past. No cars stopped. There was a person from do you remember the media group? It was
just his name was Chris.
It was Chris from
Mixed Media Organization.
Mixed Media Group, I think was what he told me.
He interviewed us during the rain.
And he came out in the middle of the rain and stood under my umbrella while I stood in the rain and interviewed us at the end of a 10-mile hike. But, it was worth the publicity. I felt bad for Mom and Molly because they're just standing there in the rain. But we were all soaked anyway. The extra 10 minutes it took for the interview didn't hurt. And then right after that, I saw a church through the woods, so we trudged through the woods, and I talked to the guys up there. And he said, I asked him, I said, hey, can we stay here in the parking lot or in the grass? And he said, yeah, stay in that pavilion across the street. And if anybody says anything to you, tell them so and so and what's his what said you could stay there. He was a Vietnam vet. I knew his name, now I don't. Purple Heart. Good guy. But yeah, so the little field that we had to trudge through to get to the church was full of thistles and blackberry bushes and everything else that would just claw up your legs. I mean, my legs are just covered in bites, and you can see that all the way around. Bites and scratches and everything else.
We got off the trace though, didn't we?
Yeah. It says Albert says, how many miles do you go past?
I don't know past what.
Past what? I'm not sure what you're asking. We walked 9 miles today. We walked 10 miles yesterday, and we walked 8 miles the day before that. Wow, you've been with me that long.
Yeah.
We walked 5 miles the day before that. Grandma said to have everybody. What? Grandma said to have everybody sign your shirt. That way you can keep track of the names. That's a cool idea. Except I change shirts. I don't change underwear though. Maybe I could get people to sign my underwear. Just kidding. Or the sign. I could get them to sign the sign on the side of the cart with a Sharpie marker.
Yeah.
That's an awesome idea. Way to go, Grandma.
Buy a permanent marker to do that.
Yeah. I've got Sharpies.
TMI.
Y'all know my sense of humor by now. So yeah, we're gonna go in here and maybe get something to bite to eat. Maybe I'm not sure if Mom's into it, but I'm always hungry for some reason.
How many miles did you jump over to get to Nashville with Cody? No, you didn't jump over any miles to get to Nashville with Cody.
Oh yeah, I did.
Oh, did you?
That's. I was wondering how many miles you jumped over to get to Nashville with Cody. Yeah. Basically about half the distance.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's all right, girl. About half the distance between what's the town down there?
Okay.
No, the one I was at before I went to Nashville. I think it was about 50 miles. It was about, from Chattanooga. It was about 50 miles we jumped.
No.
But I walked a lot in between while I was waiting for my mom. We went to different towns and walked up and down through the different towns that we were going to miss staying on the trace, which we're not going to miss some of them now. I mean, we're going to be in Columbia in a couple days, and I already walked in Columbia, but who cares? But I walked extra miles to make sure that I wasn't, skipping out on too many. I want to stay honest to the whole thing. Meg Russell says, have a great evening. Cole and I send our love. Have you popped yet? Meg's the one that's pregnant, right?
Yeah.
Meg, have you popped yet? Albert, so far I've traveled, and I don't have the latest number, but for the past 4 or 5 days I've been telling people 850 and above. So we've traveled more than 850 miles, Molly and I, and out of that 850 miles of traveling, I think we've walked at least 700. So the only it's difficult because I'm not real sure how many miles I jumped in the mountains, because I jumped them twice, and they were both, one was about 20 miles of really treacherous road, and the other one was probably close to 75, and then another 50 between Chattanooga and Nashville. But then I did some walking in between through different towns, so I'm not real sure. I would have to say a safe guess would be I've walked 700 to 750 miles out of the 850 miles traveled. plus the 33 miles that me and Mom have walked. So, hey Renee, how you doing on there? I see you on there. I'm going to go back through all my GPS records because my Spot GPS keeps track of all of that stuff. I'm going to go back through all of that, calculate it all up, and I'll get those numbers out to y'all so you know. Hi, honey, I love you. Yes, my mom is kicking butt. She is totally outperforming my expectations. She won't let me tow her up the hills anymore unless it's a real bad hill. She only let me tow her up the hills for one day. We hooked up today to go up the hills with the bungee cord, but most of the time the bungee cord was slack. She didn't fall behind at all. Hey Tina, I hope things are going better for you, Tina. Let me know. Private message me if you will, and let me know how things are going. If they're not great, we'll get some more wordage out there and see if somebody can help you out. Bill Cisco, not Cisco, sorry, Chico says you're kicking butt, Mom.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
He's the N22 guy.
Yeah. Man, is that.
There's a little puppy over there.
Yes, Grandma said, great job, T, and she's very proud of you.
All right, y'all. It's drop my phone, and I'm upside down. There we go. The little rubber thing on the bottom right here, there's usually a rubber thing, is gone, MIA. So if I hold my selfie stick wrong, it'll pop out and fly away. So it's 6:13. We're gonna go over here and try to get a little manja going before bed. We're gonna hit bed early and get up early, so we can try to make that 10 miles tomorrow. I have a feeling the last 4 miles are kind of gonna suck, but I'm pretty sure we can. I'm sure I and Molly can do it, but it's gonna be hot, and then it's gonna rain that night. Yeah, I do need to get a magnetic one. The back of this phone is magnetic, so it should stick to it pretty good. Thanks, Maria. I've been trying to take your advice on that and just post what I can when I can. I tried to post a couple times the day before yesterday, and I couldn't even get signal to post at all. So I'm trying to keep y'all as updated as I can when I can't go live. We have signal here, and I think we're going to have signal from now on into Columbia. So at least tomorrow, and then at the hotel, of course, I'll have Wi-Fi. So I don't like the way the camera is positioned on my phone because I'm always looking over here in this area because that's where my face is, right there. And it looks like I'm looking off into space, like this way. And if I look at the camera, then I can't see my face. Yeah, they have a piece of metal that sticks out, so the back of your phone when you buy. Yeah, I'll check Walmart or something next time I'm near one. It's not that I'm checking out my face. It's just that I know I have plaque like all right in here, and I try to talk where you can't see my gross teeth. What?
That's not right.
My teeth or something I'm a little bit self-conscious about, so I try to talk like this where you can't see my teeth. But so maybe one of you dentists out there could donate a cleaning. That'd be cool. Huh? I don't know how that'd help the cause, but it'd be cool for me. I'm just kidding. I hate the dentist. I don't accept. All right, so I love you guys. We're gonna go get something to eat, I think, or I am anyway. Mom's not hungry, I don't think. I'll make her eat something. You guys need to call my mom and tell her that she has to eat. She doesn't eat enough. Yeah, me and Mom have decided that every hill we climb, instead of feeling bad about having to stop 2 or 3 or 10 times going up the hill, that when we're at the top, instead of feeling bad about stopping, we should look back at it and appreciate the victory of climbing the damn thing. So that's the way it's... Oh, yeah. Cody just reminded me. Thanks, honey. I love you for reminding me I have to do my push-ups. So all of y'all that do push-ups with me, I know it's been a break. You've had a little break. And don't worry, I understand that you've probably been cheating and not doing push-ups because I haven't been doing them. It's okay because I've been cheating too, and I've only done them once or twice since the last time we did them. But it's time to do our push-ups together. Sorry for the crotch shot. Ow.
What's the next stop? Columbus?
Columbia is our next stop. Alright, here we go. You guys ready?
I don't know how to say.
Mom's not going to do the push-ups. She does leaning push-ups, but she'll do them not right now. So here we go. You ready? Everybody ready? Oh yeah, one more for the active duty. Love you guys. Deuces.